Okay, anyone can change their mind, right? I mean, we're allowed to. I know at the end of my last vlog video, I said that there was a 99.9% probability that I would never own an e-bike. Well, I changed my mind. What had happened was I continued to do some research on the internet, and I found this website that ranked different e-bikes. And they said that the best bike they ever rated in their mind was the Pedego City Commuter Classic. Okay, I went on to the Pedego website and looked at it, and I thought that's a pretty decent bike. That looks like it might be something I would like. And I decided to go out and look at them because they had a button saying find a dealer near you. I clicked that button with my mouse, and there's one right down here in the city, a Pedego dealership. Even though it was blazing hot outside, we had 2 days where the heat got up to just over 100 degrees, and I was staying inside the house because it was air conditioned. I nonetheless drove down into the city, parked my car in a city garage, headed out, and I saw to one side Santa Barbara e-bikes. Thought, oh, that must be what I'm looking for. I went over there. One guy in the shop, he was working with one customer. There were 2 more customers waiting, and now there was me. And he didn't even acknowledge I was there. That bothered me. The least you can do is say to somebody, I'm a bit busy right now, but if you don't mind hanging out for a few minutes, I'll get to you as soon as I can. Meanwhile, look around. Look at the various bikes. He didn't even acknowledge me. Okay, I can overlook some things. I did. I looked over their bikes, and I didn't see any Pedegos. I saw some nice bikes. I saw some really nice bikes. They were like $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, these bikes. I mean, these were really high-end bikes, but I didn't see any Pedegos. And I must have spent 15 minutes there looking at the various bikes and different features, wondering, well, is this better than that? Is that, like, for example, some bikes have the motor in the rear wheel. Some have the motor down in the bottom, I think they call it a bracket. It's where the pedals are, and there's an axle that goes through the pedal. The motor's there, so it assists the pedals rather than turns the wheel, which is supposed to, it has some advantages to it, let's put it that way, but I don't know everything about it. After about 15-20 minutes, I decided this guy is just not, he's not going to get my money. I'm not going to be his customer, and I wasn't ready to buy anyways. I wanted to ask questions, so I headed out down the street, down to where the parking garage was, and I noticed on the corner Pedego e-bikes. Oh, that's where I was supposed to go. So I went into their shop. Really nice couple, young man and woman, actually a couple. They were dating each other, living together, and this is a business that they co-owned. Really sweet couple, good-looking young woman. He was a nice guy, really helpful. So I told them, I saw this thing about a city commuter classic and it being a really good bike. Oh yeah, we've got one, it's over here. And it was set up on the floor. And I looked at it and I said, yeah, it's okay. Well, he could tell that I wasn't pleased with it. He said, what are you looking for? What kind of features do you want? Well, I said, what I like is the idea of the front fork having shock absorber in it, whereas this was the solid, hard front fork that, you're going to be going over bumps and doing this. I didn't want to do that. I said, I like having the seat post that has the spring cushion shock absorber in the seat post so that the seat will absorb some of the shock as I'm biking along. Oh, he says, you want this bike over here. And he took out this one called the Interceptor Platinum. The Interceptor Platinum. Oh! It's like Nirvana. I found the bike. And I'm standing there thinking, I'm so glad that I didn't order that one that I tried to order online. If I had seen this bike after I had bought that one, buyer's remorse. This was the bike. This was the bike. It was 99.9% perfect. The only thing that I didn't like about it was it has a quick release for removing and adjusting the seat, which you're just going to do once or twice to get the seat where you want it. I don't like the quick release because people can take your seat, and they do. In fact, I live in a college town. I think I mentioned in the last video, I live in a college town. For a while, seats were hot theft items, and some students would actually unbuckle their seat and take it to class with them so they wouldn't lose their seat. I was able to cable that so that no one could unlock my seat. It would take an Allen wrench to steal that seat. But everything else was perfect. In fact, better than perfect. I like the rear rack where the battery slides into. The other bike that I was going to buy, that was screwed to the frame. This one, it's welded. It's all one piece. It's a beautiful bike. And I want the rear rack, the flat rear rack, because I put my shopping basket on it. In fact, I can show you a picture. I have a photograph that I took of my bike in front of my home, and you can see it's equipped with baskets. There's a basket on top where the battery goes, and then I have two side baskets that I can unfold and lift out. Otherwise, I keep them folded in. They're just there in case I buy a little bit too much when I'm at Costco. In fact, I can tell you a story. I came out of Costco one time, and when I go into Costco when I'm with a bike, when I have my bike, I go to the liquor aisle first, the liquor area, and I find a box. Could be a wine box, but I know what size box I want, an empty box. I'll shift bottles if I have to get the box I want. Whatever will fit in that box will fit in my bike. And that's what I do. When that box is full, I don't buy anything more. I came out of Costco one day with my box to go home. There's a young woman. She looked like a college student, late teens, early 20s maybe. She's standing there next to her bike. She has a shopping cart with a bunch of stuff in it. And she's on her cell phone. Well, you got to come pick me up because I can't bring all this stuff home on my bicycle. She bought all this stuff without taking into account that she was on a bicycle. So, yeah, it happens, okay? It's hard sometimes to go into Costco and not come home with 4 times the amount of stuff that you went in there to buy. You know how satisfying shopping at Costco can sometimes be. So that's why I use a box. Anyways, I got my bike all rigged up. Took it out for a ride. Now, I got to tell you, riding it is strange the first time. Because I got on it. It's got 6 pedal assist, actually 5 pedal assist settings, 1 through 5. And then number 6 is the pedals are just someplace to rest your feet. On number 6, you control the speed of the bike with the throttle. You don't use your pedals at all. At 1, you're doing most of the work. You're pedaling, and what the bike will do, it's got a sensor down in the lower bracket. It's got a sensor that knows that you're working hard, so it kicks in a little bit of motor power to get you up a hill, or if you're fighting the wind. Otherwise, you're doing most of the pedaling, and as you increase it 2, 3, 4, 5, the bike is doing more of the work. Supposedly, at the lowest setting, with you doing all the pedaling, you can get up. They said down there you can easily get 120 miles out of a single charge. If you do a complete, if you use the bike solely on motor power, use it at number 6, I think the range is up to 30 miles per charge. So it's a comfortable bike to ride too. I got to tell you that. I was going to mention when I started to pedal. All of a sudden the motor kicked in. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. It was like the bike took over. Like the bike was suddenly in control. And I felt initially a little, I'm out of control. You're not out of control. You stop pedaling. The motor stops. Or you squeeze your brakes. You stop. The motor stops. You're never out of control. Some things about this bike that I'm glad I got over the other one is the Classic had the mechanical disc brakes. So there's these cables that run down that control the disc brakes. This one has hydraulic disc brakes, which are much, I shouldn't say much safer, they're better. They're an advantage. Nice tires. They're just cushy enough tires. They're 26-inch wheels, standard wheels, but the tires are a little bit bigger, so they're a little bit cushier going over bumps. It's an ideal bike, and it's fun to ride. It's comfortable because rather than like the old Cervelo I had, rather than being hunched over the handlebars trying to ride the bike, I can sit up. It's got a nice soft seat. The handlebars are up. They're not real high. It's not like a chopper. But the handlebars are up high enough that I can sit up and relax. Really easy to ride. And I've been using it on number 1, the first pedal assist setting, because I don't mind pedaling. I rode my bike back and forth to work for 24 years. So I'm used to pedaling. My old bike, the Raleigh, which I still have, that's out in the shed again. You're probably wondering how much it cost. Yeah, it was expensive, but what I tell people is I limit myself to one expensive purchase per year, and it usually is toward the end of the year. So like last year I bought a new 65-inch TV, whole new home theater system, all components, all new speakers, everything is new. The year before that I built 2 computers at $6,000 each. Yeah. Building computers, you don't save money, but you get what you want. So this year, and before that, I was getting things done that I had to get done, like replacing all the plumbing in my house, having a new shed built, having my house sided with siding, replacing all the landscaping with stone and ground cover, so no lawn to mow. This year it was the bike, so that was my big purchase this year. It was expensive. It was more than I wanted to spend, but it was the bike that I wanted. And I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. How can I say no? This bike's got everything on it, plus. I mean, hydraulic disc brakes with tax out the door, $4,400. Yes, a little expensive, but I love it. I love it. I've taken the bike out a couple of times. I did a big ride yesterday, 9 miles. I'm not going to ride it for a few days. I am what they say, saddle sore. I'm a little saddle sore, actually quite a bit saddle sore right now. It'll take me a while to get used to a new seat on my bicycle. So, yeah, that'll be fine. Once I get used to it, I'll use it a lot. It's equipped for shopping. I'll use it probably mostly for shopping and to go to the restaurant to join friends occasionally. We have lunch together at least once a week, so that works out nice. So that'll be the use of my bike. And sometimes I'll take it out for a joyride. If it's a nice day and I feel like going outside, if I've been in the house too much watching football, I'll take it out on a joyride. So yes, I changed my mind. I spent quite a bit of money. But I got a bike that I wanted. I love that bike. It was worth the money I paid for it. I'm hoping to get a lot of good use out of it. So that's my story. If you like what you're listening to, please subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for watching.